Hello, welcome to my studio. Today's Tuesday tip is all about writing. Let's get right in it. I'm excited about today's tip because I think it is a great way to practice writing scenes without having to commit to coming up with characters or a story plot. What you're going to do is you're going to pick a movie or a show, and you're going to get a pen and a notebook or a piece of paper, and inside of that movie or that show, you are going to find a scene that you particularly want to write about, and that's what you're going to do. You're going to write what you're seeing. Oftentimes, our imagination isn't as good as what we can see in film, and writing down what's happening, you're writing the scene out. Really try to put yourself into the character's shoes. Try to imagine what they're feeling, because the actor is showing you, not telling. And that's what's great about movies, is that they show you, they don't always tell. And that is a great way to write, is to show your reader what's happening, not tell them. And what I mean by that is, when you write about how a character is behaving, you can guess by the sweat on their brow and their rapid heart movement that they are either scared or anxious. Depending on the scene that you're writing, whatever you add to that is going to help you determine whether it's fear or anxiety. Now, when you're watching a movie and you see someone getting upset, you clearly see that they're getting upset because you are watching their reaction, because they're acting good enough for you to see what's going on. You're not just saying, hey, I'm feeling upset, and then that's as far as it goes. That's the difference between showing and telling in your writing. Now, using a movie or a show means that someone else has done the hard work to make scenes to use as a reference. Hi, I'd like to encourage you to take a moment to hit that subscribe button below and like this video if you like it. If you like hearing tips about writing and art, then don't forget to hit that notification icon so that you don't miss an episode. Alright, let's get back in it. Now, I have done an example to show you today, and I am using the reference of Damsel, the newer movie with the dragon. Love that movie. I am going to be using the scene where she is in the cave. Elodie's heart raced when she saw the flash of light. The tortured squalls came from the far side of the cave. A swarm of birds flew in, their feathers ablaze. She dropped to the ashy ground to avoid the panicked birds as they fell. Their blazed corpses speckled light throughout the large cavern, candling the stalagmites. Elodie was torn between shock and fear. The dimming light of their feathers cast ominous shadows. They flickered as Elodie heard a grumble that shook the cave walls and reverberated to her chest. She felt her bowels loosen as she heard the flap of large wings, powerful enough to blow out whatever light remained. As the growling intensified, Elodie wondered what demon beast had been lurking. When I was doing this, I tried to write it as the scene was happening so that I could keep pace with the story. That's going to help you practice writing more coherently and quickly. That's going to help you practice writing more coherently, because every word in your novel or your poem needs to fight for the right to be there. And if you've heard that term from writers before, let me explain what that means. You don't want to bore your reader with excessive language, and sometimes purple prose is fun to read, but a full novel of it can get a bit exhausting and mentally taxing on your reader. So you want to have a beautiful prose, and you want to write beautifully, and you want to write nicely, but every word that's in your novel needs to make sense and come to a point eventually. As you're doing this tip, you can write full paragraphs, or you could just write blurbs. For example, when she was climbing up in that crystal, I wrote, with each step, she put more and more faith the crystals would hold. Because if you can think about if your character were climbing up a wall using crystals, they would naturally be very more hesitant at the beginning of it. And so, writing that with each step she put more and more faith the crystals would hold, you are showing, not telling, that she was nervous at first, but she's growing more confident in the strength of those crystals to hold her up, which is going to push her to keep going and move further. Near the end of the movie, when the mother is really trying to get Elodie, I wrote a narrative from her perspective, just a really quick blurb. She no longer cared for the second sacrifice's replacement. She wanted Elodie and her alone. This went beyond blood ties. It was pride. Again, this is a really great way to put yourself into the shoes of the character and write a narrative for them. And you can practice with different tenses, first tense, second tense, third person, omniscient. I actually have a video talking about tenses, and I will link it below. You can watch that video to give you an idea of how to write from those different tenses, and then you can use those tips to work on this tip. Now, if you liked this tip, if you like this video, then please like the video below. It really helps out my channel. And comment if there's any tips that you are hoping to hear from me in the future. Perhaps your suggestion will be showcased on my channel. Don't forget to hit that notification icon so that you don't miss an episode. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye!